Hello and welcome to the presentation. And my name is Corey Koehler and this is the Trade Show ROI Maximizer. And what it is a Google Ads strategy that will help you maximize leads and sales before, during, and after a trade show. So what are you going to learn? Well, you're going to learn how you can capture trade show leads and generate new business calls before the show. You're going to learn how to set up meetings with qualified prospects at the show before the show even starts. And both of these first two are pretty big because while your competitors are just kind of showing up at the show, setting up their booth and, just waiting for people to show up, you're already going to be actively, getting in front of, potential customers before you even show up. So this is a big deal. It's going to give you a pretty big advantage, and it's going to help you kind of stay ahead of the competition. You're also going to see how to increase brand aware foot traffic to your booth. So even if you didn't, set up a meeting with them, you're going to have people that have already learned a little bit about your product, and then they're going to be showing up at your booth kind of with already, a working knowledge of what it is that you have to offer. And so, you're going to have less cold traffic, and those are better prospects than just somebody just showing up at your booth and asking questions. So we're going to get you more of those. And then finally, it's just going to help you raise overall brand awareness, and that's among trade show attendees and even people that may not be attending the show, but are still in your industry that may be a customer. And just overall brand awareness is pretty good. If you've ever heard of the marketing rule of 7, it says usually takes, anywhere from 7 to 10 or more interactions with a customer before they actually make a purchase. So this is going to help you get a bunch of those interactions and those engagements before you even talk to them, and just get you further along in the sales or the customer journey. So as you can see, a lot of big stuff here. So who am I? My name is Corey Koehler, and I am a certified media buyer who specializes in Google and Microsoft ads. I am also a former mechanical draftsman, so I've worked within companies. I've actually attended trade shows, and helped organize these things. I'm also a 15-year Google Ads pay-per-click search, content, and digital marketing veteran. So I've done a lot of things on the internet as far as internet marketing is concerned. Also, I've had clients in many different niches, from industrial manufacturing to music, luxury apparel, heavy construction, machining, 3D printing, agriculture, and there's a lot more that I'm not going to list out for you here. So how did this come about? Where did I come up with this idea? Well, a couple of years ago, I was talking with a client of mine. They sell industrial CNC machines, and these machines cost anywhere from 30 grand all the way up to high 6 figures. And they attend a lot of trade shows throughout the year, and I was running some Google ads for them, and they were just curious. The sales manager was curious, how can we use this or leverage Google ads to help us out at the trade shows? And I started thinking about it, and I just started looking at some numbers, and what I found was kind of interesting. You can see here, this is something called the Google Keyword Planner, and what it does is it gives you an idea of, when people type in certain terms into Google, Google is giving us an estimate of how many people search on these particular terms. This is for CES. This is the Consumer Electronics Show, and you'll notice here that it tells us a little bit about how many people search for this term. CES 2021 is another term. You can see that, a lot of volume, and, there's low competition. So that's already a good sign. But the other thing I noticed here is these little spikes in traffic. So leading up to the show, there's a lot of people looking for information about the show. And I was thinking, maybe we could put some ads in front of these people. Sure, not everybody attending the show is going to be an ideal customer or a client, but there's going to be a nice percentage that are. So why not put an ad in front of them? Well, we did this for one of the bigger trade shows in this client's industry. And what that prompted them to do is to continue doing it for all the other trade shows. So you can see here, we started with IMTS. That's a that's a big trade show for them, and it only happens every couple of years. But we did it on that. They liked it so much, it worked so well that, they kept doing it the rest of the year on all these other trade shows that they go to. And you can see they invested about $8,000 for the whole year. And honestly, $8,000 compared to what they were spending to attend the trade shows is kind of a drop in the bucket. So they were just, they were happy to spend this just to increase the ROI that they received by attending the trade shows. So they just boosted that trade show ROI even further by investing in this particular strategy. Okay, so what is this strategy? Well, it starts with looking for search terms. And this is a campaign that I ran for another client of mine. They're actually in the salon and spa industry, and they were going to be attending the International Aesthetics Show coming up there. And so the first thing I would do is I would look up what people might be searching on, related to this particular trade show. And you can see here, these are a bunch of examples. Some people type it out in long form, and some people, put the acronym in there. And, they're looking for dates, they're looking for hours, vendors, they're looking for, what the exhibitors might be, floor plans, etc. So a lot of people looking for a lot of different information. So exactly who we want to get in front of. So let's click over and I'll show you how we got to these. And you can see here, I'm over on Google, and you can do this for really any search, but you just type in there, and you can see here that I type this in, and right away, one of the first results we get here is this. But more importantly, you can see some of these other terms that people are looking for. Like if I type in E, you're going to see exhibitor list, and the search totals are low now because this particular trade show isn't coming up anytime soon. But, as we get closer, it looks like September. So as we get closer to September, these numbers are going to start to climb. But yeah, this is pretty simple to see, how you can find these terms. And there's a lot of them. And what's great about this is there's no other ads up here right now. I'm sure other people are going to jump on this as we get closer, but there's not a lot of competition. So you're going to be able to get in front of a lot of people right up here before the show starts. So yeah, it's generally how I find them. You can see here is some more different search terms, from past shows and all that stuff. But that's, essentially what you do. You're just going in and you're looking for search terms that people might be looking for that are related to this particular show. All right, so we have some words that we know people are searching for. The next thing to do is actually set up some ads that you're going to run to first to make sure, qualify these people to make sure that they're even going to this particular trade show. And then the second thing you want to know is, are they a customer? So in this case, he was looking for, spa owners, people offering fat reduction services. And that's what we did. So first of all, we call them out with a question mark here. We ask them if they own a spa, and then we let them know what we want them to do. We put the booth number up there front and center so that they know where to go. And then finally, we tell them at the bottom here, why they should visit, right? I mean, we just tell them a little bit about our product or service, and, just get them interested. And you can see there's a couple different ways to do this. This one here is like if I was running on the exhibitor keyword, I might put exhibitor in there, because then that way, that kind of makes it pop a little bit, considering they were looking for exhibitor. And then again, we call out, fat reduction spa owners. So just trying to be very clear and trying to call out those people and kind of thin the herd a little bit, because not everybody is going to be a client or a customer. We're just trying to get them to raise their hand. And you can see there's both desktop versions of these ads, and then there's also mobile. And this mobile one is very, very handy because, people are going to be at the show, because these are going to run before the show, but you're going to want to keep them on during the show as well, because people might be walking around the floor, or maybe they're in their hotel room, the day before the show or whatever. and you can have your ad right there in front of them, during the show. So that just, again, another way to hopefully bring more people to your booth. A couple nice features of these ads too, as you can see, there's a phone number on there, and really handy on this mobile one where they could just actually give you a call right off right off their phone right there. A lot of people are going to just click right through the ad and go to the landing page, but I suppose you do get a couple calls here and there for people that might be interested to work with you right away. So the next thing that we're going to do, we have our keywords, we have our ads that we're going to put in front of them. Well, when they click on the ad, what's going to happen is they're going to go and end up on a landing page. And this landing page is a specific page that you're going to either set up on your website, or you can use, there's things out there, these services out there that let you create landing pages like one at a time. But the main thing is that you're going to want this landing page to be very specific to the trade show that you're going to be attending. And I'm going to show you an example right now of one that we created for this same campaign. And you can see here, again, I'm calling out the person, hey, just making sure, again, that they're actually going to the trade show. And we're going to instruct them on what they need to do. Head over to booth, 839 and, tell them how we're going to help them. Then as we scroll down the page, we're just going to show them a little bit more about our product. We got a call to action here, which is going to take them to a form that I'm going to show you in a minute. We got a little bit of testimonial information on here just to kind of reinforce that you guys know what you're doing. And then probably the biggest thing about this particular page is we're going to tell them where we are at the show. Now, this map is a map that I basically copied off of the main website for the trade show. Not every trade show has this much information, but a lot more of them are starting to do this, as we go here. So I'm starting to see it a lot more. But this is extremely helpful because, if you're establishing like where you are. So even if, they don't end up filling out the form or calling you, they do have this map, and they just kind of have a visual of like where you might be, and maybe they'll wander by when they get to the show. Another really cool thing that you can do is a lot of these trade shows now will set up a page for you and list you as a vendor on their trade show website. You can add a button here, and what it does is it takes them right to the trade show exhibitor map. And what is really cool about this is that they can look you up on the exhibitor list, and then they can add stars. They can plan before they get there, so they're just not wandering aimlessly, and you could be one of these marks on their map. So I don't know, just extremely handy and very helpful. So moving down the page, we have a little bit more information about the business, some more testimonials. And then here is, this is kind of where everything happens right here. So anytime they click on, one of these buttons here, it takes them right down to this particular form. And what we're asking them to do is like, hey, do you want to talk now? You want to talk, or maybe do you want to arrange a meetup at the show? So this is where, we could start interacting with them again before the trade show even starts. And we're just going to ask them a little bit of information about themselves, and they're going to fill out this form. It's going to shoot off to your sales team or whoever you want to have in charge of this, and you can start talking with them. And the other thing they can do too is we put a very prominent phone number. So if they don't want to fill out this form, they could just give you a call right off the bat. And on a mobile phone, this number is going to be active. So all they got to do is tap on that, and they're on the phone with you. So that's it, really. Like I said, just look for some keywords, set up a couple ads, and send them to a page that's very relevant the trade show that you're going to be attending. And that's pretty much it. So I guess the only thing left to do is to go implement this thing. So if you understand how to do Google Ads on your team that understands how to to run Google ads and set up pages and all that, you can go do this right now for the next trade show. Generally, you're going to want to give yourself maybe, you want to try to start this, a couple of weeks maybe before the show. You can go out as far as a month, or, whatever your budget would allow. But yeah, you can go implement this. And if you don't necessarily have these skills or have anybody on your team that can help you with this, that's something that we do. We can set this up for you. We can actually, get together and like coach you through setting this whole thing up. And there's some other options that we're working on, but you'll see those options below the video. Just choose the option that you'd like to pursue, and we'll talk. And I hope you got a lot of value out of this video, and thank you for stopping by, and we will talk to you soon.